Hello and welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. I'm Raven.
I'm Jess.
And thank you to our patrons, Tobias, Eric, and Jake, for supporting us over on Patreon. We love you!
Oh.
How's it going? What's new?
Not much.
Are you caught
Just
up with
watching the show.
House of the Dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you caught up?
Yeah. I sure am.
Okay, so I've been seeing some talk online about the Greens versus the Blacks, and I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
Hightower versus Targaryens.
Targaryens are blacks?
Yeah, their house colors are black and red. And there was like a little snippet that Hightower's war colors are green.
Yeah. Okay. So, thoughts? Anything interesting stand out to you in the recent episodes?
The recent episodes, one, Viserys is hideous.
Oh my god, yeah.
Poor God.
Oh, I feel for him.
Put him down already.
Well, I think he wanted to live to see peace come to his family, which I think he got. Well, he thinks he got in the most recent episode, so he was like ready to let go.
Yeah. Oh no.
But yeah.
And that ending, I was so stressed out.
Me too. Now that
like,
Viserys is gone.
No.
And yeah, like how did she interpret what he said?
To her son, their son. No. Gosh darn.
And yeah, now that he's supposed, well, I think it's pretty clear he's dead.
He's dead.
Shit's gonna hit the fan now.
Now it's the Dance of Dragons.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Okay.
The battles.
Ooh.
Between the family. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Oh no! I only. Sorry.
You can't just do that out of the blue.
Sorry.
Not on a podcast.
It just
We've
been
doing this for how long now?
It just happened. I only just realized that Leonor is alive.
Wait, really?
Yeah. He was the bald guy rowing his BF across into the ship.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Wait, what the fuck?
I didn't recognize him without his white dreads.
Oh.
I thought for sure like they had him killed, and I was like, "Whoa, Rhaenyra! Whoa, that's harsh."
Oh no, I knew that she wouldn't do that if she could get away with not doing it. So I was like looking for him and the rest. I was like, "That's definitely not him. We would have seen him actually get pushed into the fire if it was him." And so as soon as I saw the guy on the boat, I was like, "There he is."
Oh, I could not recognize him.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
No,
wow, you must have. Yeah.
But it was kind of like, oh yay, Rhaenyra and Daemon.
Wow. Worth it. I mean, one guy so that an uncle and niece can marry and fuck and have kids.
Yeah.
That's A-okay in my book.
Oh yeah. I saw a meme that was like, you know, the Drake meme that was like Jaime and Cersei, but Daemon and Rhaenyra, yeah.
Well, people were a lot more turned off by Jaime and Cersei than they were by, oh, is this a spoiler? Than they were by the other, you know, related couple that happened later on in that show. People did not seem as turned off by that as they did Jaime and Cersei.
True.
Daemon's really growing on me.
Yeah.
I really liked seeing him, like, watching Viserys all concerned and, like, helping him up to his throne.
That was touching.
Yeah. It's heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
And I like him with Rhaenyra.
I do. She brings out a better side of him.
He's less like a bully. He's not trying to find himself so much anymore. I think he's just
Hmm.
content.
Yeah, because he knows he's as close as he can get to the throne, I guess, with Rhaenyra, maybe?
Was that his ultimate goal? I don't know if it was. I think that's too simple for
No,
him.
probably.
I feel like he just wanted some. I don't know if this is right. I'd have to like really analyze, but something closer to respect. Like he wants to be challenged, but I don't know. He's complicated.
Yeah, like most people.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He's interesting.
Right.
I'd have to like watch some video essays on him or something, on his motivations.
Yeah.
He wants to be challenged, but he also wants to be respected, but he also wants, I mean, he wants love, I think. I don't think he's a cold-hearted monster. He really cares about his family.
Yeah,
Maybe he's just happier being with a Targaryen, I don't know.
he seems the sort.
I think maybe he saw himself as better than his other wives, but not necessarily Rhaenyra.
I feel like he had more respect for her.
Yeah.
Especially that one scene where he first tried to get it on and he couldn't do it.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Hmm.
Unexpected. I definitely expected them to fuck.
Yeah. I was all like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That was weird though. How old was she supposed to be? Like 15?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's breeding age, ripe breeding age in that time.
Yuck. God.
You know what's yuck? Aegon and his sister being married.
Aegon and
That
his sis. Oh, they're
poor
married.
girl. The one that who springs prophecies.
You know, I thought it was her the whole time they were sitting at the table, and then I realized that girl was his wife, and I was like, oh, then it's probably not her, right?
Oh yeah, it's her. That's the
Okay.
prophecy spitting sister. They're married now.
Because earlier in the series, Alicent was scolding Rhaenyra for their weird Targaryen traditions of like getting with their relatives, and she was saying that about Daemon and her. So that's even farther than Aegon and his sister. But
Yeah.
now she's what?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that was
That
Viserys's call.
is the way.
Uh-huh. Okay. Wow.
Hmm.
That's weird. I don't like that. No wonder Aegon's lashing out.
This gives me Theon vibes of wanting to stick his dick into everything that moves.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that was tough.
Mhm.
That scene with the girl.
Yeah. She looks so scared. What a good actress.
Yeah. I like the way Alicent handled it, but
Hmm.
also I mean, I don't know what else she could have done in that era.
Yeah.
Like I feel like she probably did all that she could, but I still really didn't like the like subtle threats at the end of
Yeah.
that.
Like she had to, because she's, I guess,
Protect
poor.
Aegon's reputation.
Yeah. Like he's a freaking prince, and this is just some servant, so they have to keep it hush hush.
Mm-hmm.
And he's married. Not like that stops any other prince.
Yeah, but I think it's not ever really talked about.
Hmm.
Like everyone knows it happens, but they kind of pretend like it doesn't.
Yeah.
um, and I think that goes throughout Game of Thrones as well,
True.
for the most part. Like until the king is dead or something, you know. Uh,
Everyone's like, oh man, that guy was such a slut.
yeah, all of Robert's bastards. Like they don't really start talking about his bastards until after he's dead, right? I think
Kinda. I don't think they were big discussion topics.
his
Probably.
bastards,
Yeah.
like before he died, you mean?
Yeah. No
Yeah,
one like really gave much attention to them.
yeah, because they didn't matter, and he had trueborn children.
Mm-hmm.
Well, until the rumors started.
Which are not rumors.
Mm-hmm. And because we don't have a in today's episode, we don't have a Cersei or a Jaime chapter.
Nay.
I think it was one of their chapters where oh yes, Jaime's chapter. He mentioned that Criston Cole served the first Viserys and Aegon the Unworthy.
Ooh.
And
yeah.
I'm starting to see more and more why this Aegon in House of the Dragon may be Aegon the Unworthy.
Yeah.
I'm not certain that it's him at this point.
Because like now we're getting the teaser having 2 Aegons.
Oh yeah, and everyone's popping out like 2 kids per episode, so there could be 1,000 more Aegons.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, no idea if it's actually him, but I mean, I kind of maybe.
Yeah, Aegon the Unworthy.
Yeah, that's quite the title.
And Kingmaker. Now I'm intrigued.
Kingmaker, yeah, I'm pretty excited to see that.
Yeah.
I also love how all the kids are shooting up like weeds, but then all the like Criston Cole looks exactly the same as he did in the first episode.
Aging like fine wine.
Yeah.
Same with Damon.
Yeah, he hasn't aged a day, and somehow Viserys has turned from like a strong, healthy, middle-aged man to this like decrepit hag creature.
Yeah. Oh. The Crypt Keeper.
Yeah. Basically like a mummy.
Oh, man. Just rotting from the inside out.
I
heard it was supposed to be like a kind of leprosy.
See, that's what Jake was saying, because I was asking when they were like cleaning his wounds in whatever most recent episode they did that. I was like, is that all from the chair? And Jake was like, I think he actually has like some sort of disease like leprosy.
Yeah. And I'm sure the chair can probably cause infections as well.
Yeah, because it's like metal. And it's not like treated metal, because did they treat metal back then? And I mean, I don't know.
With dragon fire, that's all I know.
Oh yeah, it was forged by dragon fire, huh?
Hepatitis.
Wait, what's the actual one you get for metal? It starts with a T, I think.
I know what you mean,
remember.
but I don't recall.
Shit, what is it? Tetanus.
Tetanus.
That's the one, I think.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds like it.
Is it tetanus?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Tetanus shot?
Yeah, that sounds right. I think that's one you get from, like, cutting yourself with rusty metal or something.
Yeah, like if you like step on a nail or something, you should just go to the hospital to get that shot.
Yeah. And then people who like work on like cars and stuff need to like get their tetanus shot every year. And
oof.
Well, yeah, I mean they're working around like rusty metal all day.
True that. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. Anyway, any last things you want to say about House of the Dragon before we jump into today's episode? Anything about Aemond?
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 Which one's Aemond again?
Eye patch.
Oh, yeah! The new actor for him is kind of freaky. Don't like his sneery face.
You know, I feel like he might have been a better grown-up version of Aegon.
Yeah, me too.
Because the like teenaged Aegon actor in the episode before the last one, he had a very like sharp pointed face.
He did.
And the Aemond actor in the newest episode, his face is very sharp and pointed, so he looked more like Aegon to me. But
I agree.
He's definitely
there must be a reason why they chose him though.
Oh, I'm sure. He's definitely very intriguing. He like doesn't say much, and still you're like, every time the camera pans over to him, you're like, oh shit.
He's watching.
Yeah. Yeah. He's doing a lot while not doing anything, you know?
Right. I like his big dragon, and I cheered him on
Mm.
when it was crying and he was walking out towards it. I was like, yes, yes, yes. But
I
now I'm
thought he
like,
was
oh,
gonna get his ass eaten.
yeah.
Yeah, her name is Vhagar, by the way.
Vhagar.
Vhagar, and she is the biggest dragon
Hmm.
on Westeros.
I heard that she was actually one of Aegon the Conqueror's wives' dragon,
Oh shit.
like the older sister,
Really?
the least favored one.
Of course.
And apparently, there is the thing that she chooses the least favored but brave riders. Apparently.
Okay, I'm looking up Aegon the Conqueror's sister's dragons.
Is it right?
Let's see. Okay, Rhaenys Targaryen, sister of Aegon the First. Visenya and Rhaenys.
Everybody
Okay.
Visenya's.
Oh, sorry, pronounced Rhaenys.
Rhaenys was the younger sister, I believe.
Yes, that's the way you've been saying it, I think. Rhaenys. Rhaenys rode Meraxes. Oh, Visenya rode Vhagar. You're right.
That is a old dragon.
Yeah,
Yo.
she looks old.
Mm-hmm.
She looks ancient.
Yeah, she looks incredible. I loved it when I first saw the giant dragon. I was like, what?
You know,
And then like it's flames. Whoa.
I really like that they all look very unique.
Yeah,
So
I
that
love
they
that
stand out
too.
from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only thing that made them stand out in Game of Thrones from each other was their colors, and even then it was still difficult to tell
Yeah.
Viserion and what was the other one again?
It was
The
named
green one?
after Rhaegar.
Rhaegar? Is that his name?
No, it was named after Rhaegar,
Is it
her brother.
Rhaegon?
I think it was probably that maybe.
God, I forget.
Hmm. Rhaegal?
Targaryen
I don't know.
dragons. Ah, just tell me her dragons' names, please. This is embarrassing.
Mm-mm.
Rhaegal. Rhaegal and Viserion.
Rhaegal. Okay.
They look very
They
alike
did look similar.
with their colors.
Like one's supposed to be green and the other's cream, but they look very similar.
Yeah, especially when they were like in the sunlight and stuff, because it would blow out their colors, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is like a cool effect that would probably happen in real life, but it's like, I don't know which one's which.
Nope.
Oh, this is funny. In the Wikipedia, it literally lists her dragons as her children.
Well,
It has
they are.
Rhaego, Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it about House the Dragon for now.
Yes.
Okay. Now we can get to what we came here for.
Mm.
All right. First of all, what are we drinking today?
I'm drinking a cinnamon apple chamomile tea. It's new.
Oh, is
I
it a
spoiled
Christmas one?
myself. No. Nope.
Okay, it does
From fish.
cinnamon apple?
Cinnamon apple chamomile.
Interesting.
Eee.
I want to try that.
Maybe it's good.
You gotta bring it next time you're over.
Tastes like hot apple juice.
Oh,
Maybe like hot apple cider.
that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking my vanilla creme
Pepper.
chai creme thing. I don't remember
Okay.
what it's called. I don't remember. It's the one I drink all the time, and it's like my favorite, my favorite decaf.
Nice. Mm.
With the oat milk and the honey. Mwah!
Yeah. Yummy.
So good. All right, so where did we leave off our characters?
Well, I don't know much about the Iron Captain other than he was sent for, but we left Euron Greyjoy, the prophet or the drowned man, deciding to hold a kingsmoot after hearing of Euron Crow's Eye wanting to take the Seastone Chair, which he's not into because he's a blasphemer.
Because Euron's a blasphemer, yeah.
Yes.
A godless man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready?
Ready, steady.
Chapter 18 is the Iron Captain.
Yeah,
And
that's
this
Victorian.
Yeah, Euron Greyjoy's first chapter.
And last, perhaps.
And last? Question mark? How far in the book are we? We're almost halfway.
Yeah. There's a lot of just single chapters.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, Euron Greyjoy stands at the prow of Iron Victory as they approach the shore of Old Wick, where the massive ribs of Naga rise from the earth, twice as tall as Dromon's mast. And if you're wondering what Naga is, we will get to that in the next chapter.
Very briefly.
Yeah. This is the place where Balon first named himself king, and Victorian feels the magic of it. Newt the Barber, who is standing at the prow with Victorian, tells him that he will be the next king, but Victorian is not so sure. It had taken some encouragement, actually, from his captains to get him to come claim the Seastone Chair for himself.
He's not into it?
I don't know if he's not into it. I think we get a little bit more into his mindset a bit later on. The thought of Euron the Crow's Eye taking the chair angers him, but he never would have fought him for it. Euron was still his elder brother, and no man is so accursed as the Kinslayer. Everything changed when the Dampire's kingsmoot summons came, though. How did they change? I don't know, we'll find out. They see longships lining the shore of Old Wick and recognize several of them. But the one that catches his eye is Silence. Cruel and fast, this is Euron's ship. Victorion's hands make fists at the sight of it, and the book mentions he's beaten 4 men to death with those hands, and 1 wife.
Yup.
I was like, hold up. What?
And then you find out why he beat his wife to death. Oh my god.
All of it
Continue.
is very fucked, but we'll get there. Victorian tells the Barber to command Grief and Iron Vengeance, 2 more of his ships, to block Silence in, and to have the rest of the fleet seal the bay so that no one can leave without his command.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, for context, he's the captain of the Iron Fleet.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's got so many ships that he can just order around.
That's why he's called the Iron Captain.
That makes sense. As they get closer, Victorian can see men on the deck of Silence. Men as black as tar and others squat and hairy as apes.
Black as tar, huh?
He thinks of them as monsters.
Ugh.
Okay, Victorian. I see what you're like now.
Okay, racist.
Before climbing down into the smaller boat to take him to shore, Victorian tells Newt to see that the chests are strongly guarded. Much depends on the chests. Okay. Aaron Damphair greets Victorian at the shore, and they take a moment to pray together. Euron tells Victorian about how Euron surrounds himself with godless men and monsters, worse than before. A crowd gathers to wish Victorian well and seek his favor. That night, the men of the Iron Fleet raise a huge sailcloth tent above the tide line, so Victorian can feast 100 famous captains, and many of them promise him their voices during the night. Humpbacked Hotho Harlaw offers his daughter for Victorian's queen, but Victorian says he has no luck with wives. His first wife died in childbed, giving him a stillborn daughter. His second had been stricken by a pox. And his third? It doesn't say, but I think we can guess that's the one he beat to death.
Doesn't say yet.
It doesn't say yet. Hotho tells Victorian his daughter is 12!
Oh, whoa!
And newly flowered with good hips. Ew! He even describes his own daughter's breasts. And I was like, ugh. When Victorian tries to picture her, he only sees the wife he killed. He sobbed each time he struck her. Dude, I don't give a fuck how sad that made you, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
He tells Hotho, though, that he will look at the girl when he is crowned. Baelor Blacktide is more difficult to please. He tells Victarion that the Old Way is dead and they cannot hope to stand alone against all of Westeros. In response, Victarion repeats the words, "What is dead can never die, but rises harder and stronger."
Okay.
And I've forgotten, are these the Greyjoy words, or are the Greyjoy words something else?
What is dead may never die? I hear them say that a lot. I don't know if it's their words or if it's... No, reap, sow, and something is their words.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably their, like, religious thing.
Okay. The like, drowning shit.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Later on, Victarion notices his niece, Asha, laughing at the tent flap, whispering something to Carl the maid. Victarion had hoped she would not be fool enough to come. He calls to her and she makes her way over. She calls him Nuncle. What?
Yeah.
What is a Nuncle?
What is a nuncle? Because it sounds dumb in my mouth.
And I literally thought maybe it's like some sort of funny insult. But it doesn't seem to be the case because it comes up again later on. Nuncle meaning a person's uncle.
But why is it an uncle?
It says it's archaic dialect, so I don't know.
Okay.
I guess.
Like,
what? I don't...
She's probably archaic then.
I mean, of course she is. They all are. Oh, it's a rebracketing of a phrase, an uncle or mine uncle. So like mine uncle.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Did George study this shit, or did he just do a lot of research as he was writing? That's what makes me wonder.
Probably both.
Yeah, true. I should look up his... I mean, while we're here on Google. Okay, he's a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science.
Nice.
Oh, his degrees are in journalism.
Okay.
Okay. He earned his
Probably just
bachelor's in
research.
1970.
Ooh.
But yeah, I guess that could really help with research. Okay, anyway. Where did I leave off? Oh, she calls him Nuncle and says she's pleased to see him at her kingsmoot.
Nice.
Victarion laughs and mentions he didn't see her ship. Asha says she beached her beneath Norn Goodbrother's castle and rowed across the island. Not sure if that's important, but thought I would mention it just in case. I don't know what reason she would have to beach it somewhere else. Like maybe she doesn't want to be near the others for some reason? Maybe she knew that Victarion would block in the bay?
Maybe she has a gut feeling that she needs to make a fast escape.
Right, she's smart. They discuss war for a moment before Victarion says he hopes she hasn't come to make a claim for the chair. He says he will find her a husband when he is king. Asha responds that she will find him a pretty wife when she is queen. Victarion again says he has no luck with wives. Asha reminds him that she is of King Balon's body and has the best claim to the chair. A sudden hush falls over the feast as a dozen newcomers enter the tent, including Jessica's favorite, for the first time ever, in the book, Euron Greyjoy. Bow, 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 bow. Victarion thinks he looks unchanged. Euron is the most comely of Lord Quaelon's sons, with black hair and beard. So that just means he's handsome. A black leather patch covers his left eye, and his right eye is bright blue. His smiling crow's eye. Okay, so how's that a crow's eye? What does that mean?
Wonder if by crow's eye... Actually, no, that makes sense. Could be crow's feet.
Oh, maybe it has to do with, what's it called? The warging.
What?
Warging?
Oh.
Like, did that one guy's, the wildling guy, did his eyes change color when he warged?
I have no idea. It did in the show.
Yeah. don't remember if it did in the book, though. But yeah, I don't know how a bright blue eye is a crow's eye. I also thought maybe it had something to do with the three-eyed raven, but I don't think anyone knows what that is. Because they call it a three-eyed crow.
Yeah.
And it's like a crow with the extra eye, so...
I thought his crow eye was the one under the patch.
They call his bright blue eye his crow's eye.
Okay. I wonder why. Maybe they'll tell us.
Well, now you got me questioning myself, but I think I wrote that correctly. I'm not gonna crack open the book. The damp hair tells Euron that no godless man can sit the Seastone Chair, and Euron says he knows more of the gods than anyone here. He has seen their people and heard the prayers. He says he is the godliest man to ever set sail. Damp hair serves one god, but he has served 10,000, from Ib to Ashai. And at this time, I wrote in my notes, what was Euron doing there? Why did Balon send him away? Guess we'll find out. Okay, Euron continues to challenge Aeron until Aeron walks out, disgusted. Euron then turns to Victarion and Asha and asks how Asha's mother fares. Asha says poorly, some man made her a widow. And she points out how very sus it is that Balon died within a day of Euron's arrival, after he's been gone for 3 years. That is pretty sus.
I agree.
Euron says it was a storm that killed Balon, and as far as he knows, he does not command the winds. The men around Euron start berating Asha, saying sexist things, but she holds her own, and she counters every one of them, and she disses them and their small dicks in return. Victarion ends up breaking it up, and Euron and his men leave the tent. Asha then asks Victarion to walk with her. Outside the tent, Asha asks her uncle why Euron went away so suddenly. Victarion says he went reaving, but doesn't explain when she mentions he's never been gone that long before when he went reaving. I don't know what reaving is.
I think it's attacking places and taking their stuff.
Ew. Yep, you are right. Carrying out raids in order to plunder. Good job.
Ooh.
Asha says she was away when Silence sailed. I guess when it left the Iron Islands. When she returned, Euron was gone and Victarion's new wife was dead, and Balon refused to speak of her. Victarion doesn't want to speak of it now either. He mentions seeing the Reader's longship, and Asha confirms it was her who brought him. I guess maybe he was trying to change the subject there.
Yeah.
Victarion realizes she has the Harlaws on her side then. He tells her she cannot hope to rule, she's a woman.
Oh no.
Oh no. Asha laughs but says he may be right. She says, though, she's of a mind to shout Victarion's name if he will agree to share the rule. Victarion wonders if that means she wants to be his queen, and finds himself looking at her a different way.
Huh?
Yep. But no, she says she wants to be his hand.
His hand?
His hand, yep. The king's hand. Victarion knows he would be mocked for being the first king of the Isles to ever have a hand, and he would also be mocked for having one who was a woman. Asha wants to end the war before it ends them. She says she's spoken with Lady Glover, and Lady Glover swore her husband would treat with them. With the exchange of some lands and hostages, they may be able to stand against the Iron Throne. Victarion thinks Lady Glover is playing Asha for a fool. They have no reason to hand back the lands they've won. They will have all the north. Asha says perhaps when longships learn to row through trees. She says the north is too large for them to hold and too full of Northmen. She's got a point.
She's right.
Victarion tells her to go back to her dolls. Asha argues that he needs the Harlaws. Victarion responds that he will have them if he takes Hotho Humpback's daughter for his queen. Lord Roderick, the current ruler of House Harlaw, has no children. Hotho will be his heir, and when Victarion marries his daughter, Victarion will be king with the Harlaws, I guess is his argument. Victarion says Euron has been away too long. He believes he will be chosen for this reason. But Asha warns that some men look larger at a distance. All people are talking about here is the Crow's Eye. She then asks if Euron killed Victarion's wife. Balon had commanded them not to speak of it, but Balon is dead. So Victarion admits, finally, that Euron put a baby in his wife's belly and made Victarion do the killing. He would have killed Euron too, but Balon would have no kinslaying. He sent Euron into exile, never to return. How gross.
Fucking say.
I don't
like it.
Just to be perfectly clear for anyone who doesn't understand my summary, Euron raped Victarion's wife, and then Victarion killed his own wife so that the shame of it wouldn't get out. And
beat her to death with his fists.
With his fists, himself. So that one, the shame wouldn't get out, and two, she wouldn't have his baby.
Yeah. Fuck's sakes. That's infuriating.
Yeah, like, obviously fiction, but at the same time, I want to scream and cry for her. The injustice of it. Fuck.
Correct.
So, yeah, Balon sent Euron into exile, never to return. And Asha asks, is that so long as Balon lived? But it's like a rhetorical question, so Victarion doesn't answer. He says that she gave him horns. He had no choice. I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
Like, gave him horns. Made him a devil or something?
Do they even have a devil in this one?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they have demons and devils, but either way, it sounds like he's blaming his wife again.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, Euron had laughed when Victarion confronted him about it, saying that she came to him wet and willing, which kind of confirms my theory that he places at least some blame on his wife. He doesn't tell Asha this, by the way, he just thinks that. Asha says she feels sorry for him and sorrier for his late wife, but he leaves her no choice but to claim the Seastone Chair for herself. And that is the end of that chapter.
Ooh.
So, Victarion and Euron are both gross.
Yeah.
And I hate them both.
Me too.
And Asha should be queen.
Queen Asha.
Queen Asha.
I saw that his blue eye is called the Smiling Eye. But I still don't get why it's called Crow's Eye.
Oh. You're,
Like, when I read it, though, there was a spoiler that explained something that I don't know if you want to read.
Oh, so I should not look it up.
Yeah, don't look it up.
Okay. Okay, I won't. I guess maybe we'll just find out later on.
Yeah, I think we will be paying attention to Euron and what he says.
Okay. Alright, so, what was the purpose of this chapter, do you think?
To get a feel for who Victarion is, probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit of the customs of the Iron Men.
Yep. I think you're
I
right.
think.
Brings us to Old Wick for the kingsmoot, and...
Just otherwise, it didn't really move the plot. I don't think.
Well, we did jump straight to Old Wick, and we didn't, like, dilly-dally with Victarion too much, so... It's okay. We learned some interesting things about Euron and Victarion.
Mostly Victarion and his racism.
Yeah, sick, racist, violent. Hey everyone, just a quick aside. We just became affiliates of Buzzsprout, which is the hosting platform we use for our podcast. If you are interested in creating your own podcast, please consider using Buzzsprout. It made it easy to get our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and dozens of other streaming platforms. They also provide you with a podcast website, detailed analytics to see how your episodes are performing, and tons of guides on how to improve your listenability. And if you follow our link in the episode description, you will get a $20 Amazon gift card when you sign up for a paid plan, and it helps support our show. Thank you! Back to the episode. So that was chapter 18. Now we're on to chapter 19, The Drowned Man.
Woohoo! Okay, the drowned man, aka Aaron. Something.
Euron Vampire or Euron Greyjoy?
Ah, right. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I'm kind of stopped myself from saying Targaryen. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that is not right. Are you wanting to say Aegon? Aegon sounds
Probably.
kind of similar.
There's a lot of A's.
Well, yeah. Honestly, it's getting to the point in House of Dragon where I don't know who's who. There's like Rhaena, Rhaenys, and Rhaenyra. Then there's Baela and Lena, and I'm like, oh my god!
Right. Yeah, I barely know. I know the family members, but I don't know their names. Alright, I'll start. Okay. The next morning, Euron sends his drowned men to start the king's moot at Naga's ribs by banging drums and blowing war horns. Naga was apparently an old sea dragon whose ribs now form the beams and pillars of the long hall, and her jaws are, I think, the Seastone Chair.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, so old sea dragon. It has me curious, like a dragon or like some sort of sea monster.
Oh, good point. Because I was like, I took that at face value, and I was like, oh, cool, it was a dragon that, like, lived in the sea or something. But...
And, like, also the ribs are now, like, stone?
Right.
I think. So, like, are they actually bone, or were they built there, and that's, like, now, like, the lore?
Oh.
It was an old sea dragon, so I'm not quite sure. But this is what they say.
Yeah, but you make a good point that it might not have actually been a dragon.
Yeah. Maybe it was some sort of sea monster.
Like a Loch Ness.
Yeah.
Nessie! Nessie the Naga.
Naga the close enough. Soon Euron is surrounded by everyone, basically. Aaron starts by declaring that Baelin's dead, and now it's time for a new king to claim the Seastone Chair. So he calls out, asking who will be their king. A man named Gilbert Farwind names himself king and steps forward.
Gilbert Fartwind?
Yeah, Fartwind. It's
Fartwind.
So. I like Fartwind a lot better than Fartwind. So Aaron doesn't like the Fartwinds, and he thinks of them as queer skin changers.
Oh.
Like, they've been known to turn into seals or whales. Or that sort of stuff. Walruses.
Is this just some, like, fear thing that isn't real, or can they actually do that?
Who knows? But Aaron fully believes that they do.
Because you know how, like, back in the 80s, they thought there's that whole era where they thought, like, Dungeons and Dragons was, like, demon shit?
Yeah.
Like, summoning demons or something?
I sure do. The Satanic Panic, yo.
Yes, that! So, like, is this what that is? Is this their version of Satanic Panic?
Could very well be.
Because I want to know if they can turn into animals? That's sick! Anyway, right. Go on.
Lord Gilbert wants to take the Iron Fleet west to a land he's heard of that has no winter or death. Aaron thinks that this vision of Gilbert's is a snare sent by the Storm God to lure the Ironborn to their destruction. So he's really not fond of Gilbert. Gilbert's offerings consists of seal skins, walrus tusks, arm rings, and war horns. Only the lesser men grab for them. Not many cry his name for king.
What do you mean his offerings?
Apparently, to claim the Seastone, you have to bring offerings to give to the people. It looks like. And like the better your offering, the more people will call your name or like vote for you, I suppose.
So it's just like a bribe.
Probably. Maybe it's to show off your wealth or skill as a plunderer.
Okay. Interesting. It does feel very like pirate-like.
It does.
Like I picture.
Sounds like them.
Yeah, I picture the in Pirates of the Caribbean when Barbossa's standing on the mound of treasure. That's what I picture. But it's like air and damp hair up there. People keep dumping the treasure at the bottom.
I think of Barbossa as a dragon on his treasure bed.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So not many people call for Gilbert.
Yeah.
Aaron asks again if there's a king amongst them. An older man named Eric Ironmaker.
I was like, yeah, who would want to follow a fart in the wind?
Right? No one wants Mr. Fartwind.
Unfortunate name. Sorry, go ahead. I was just like giggling to myself like that the whole time you were talking.
Nice. I'm also a sucker for fart.
We're adults, guys.
I'm grown.
I'm almost 30.
I am over 30.
Oh god. Okay, what did you say again?
An older man named Eric Ironmaker claims the chair. He's a huge man, and his huge grandsons have to carry him, and they struggle because of how freaking huge he is.
Are they carrying him in a chair, or are they just carrying his fat butt?
I'm guessing they're carrying him in a chair, because I feel like carrying his fat butt isn't very graceful. What's the word? Doesn't look very nice. Looks pathetic.
Yeah, okay.
So he shows off a mighty warhammer and claims to have taken many lives with it. And he claims that at 88 years old, no one is wiser than him, and at his size, no one is stronger, and that no one has more heirs than he does. Like pointing on his grandsons. His offering is a torrent of silver, bronze, and steel, arm rings, collars, daggers, dirks, and throwing axes. Many captives in the crowd grab the best goods. Many people call his name for king, and then Asha pipes up. She says that she will call his name and be his first follower if he can stand up and take the chair, which makes Euron cackle. He struggles to stand, but in the end he cannot do it, and his grandsons take him away in shame as Euron laughs hard.
Yikes.
Yeah, but embarrassing. Especially from the iron people. I forget their name.
The iron people.
Yeah.
The ironborn?
Ironborn. Euron asks again who shall be their king. A man called the Drum steps forward, naming himself king. He speaks a lot, and then he speaks even more. His offerings are cheap and of bronze. Cries die away at the sight of his offerings.
Boo.
Yeah, like, I feel like Euron didn't even pay attention to what he said because it's just, he speaks a lot.
Yeah.
A bit much.
It sounds like he was repeating himself a bit too.
Yeah. He's just yammering on.
Yeah.
Listening to the sound of his own voice. Euron asks again who shall be their king, and Victorian steps forward. First, he asks for Euron's blessing. When he is all good and blessed, Victorian stands and addresses the crowd. His speech consists of his loyalty to his brother Balon and how he'll be a similar king to him. His offerings are a cascade of silver, gold, and gems. A wealth of plunder. The captains scramble to seize what they can. The chant for his name is so loud and ongoing that it has to be broken by a shrill whistle, which was Asha. Asha runs up the steps and acknowledges her fierce nuncle, Victorian. But Euron, as the elder brother, has a better claim. And then she, as Balon's daughter, has an even better claim. Every time someone in the crowd shouts something sexist to her, she shuts it down with wit, completely unfazed. She tells the crowd that her father brought nothing but war and destruction to them. That they have taken Moat Cailin, Deepwood Motte, Torrens Square, and even Winterfell. And what do they have to show for it? She brings forth her offerings. The wealth of the stony shore, and she upends a chest of pebbles. The riches of Deepwood Motte, and she upends a chest of pine cones. And then the gold from Winterfell, and she kicks open a chest of yellow turnips. She promises to bring them peace and land. She will give them Sea Dragon Point and the stony shore, enough trees and stones for every younger son to build himself a hall. The crowd is divided now between her and Victorian shouting for them. And then the worst sounding war horn blows, a wail of pain and fury, a shriek that makes Euron convinced that the horn is from hell. It is one of Euron's monsters blowing a horn.
His monsters, it's just a black man.
Yeah, I don't know if I wrote it down, but it is a... Oh yeah, I did write it down. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Euron climbs the hill slowly and turns to the crowd. He may have been looking at the crowd, but Euron can feel his hidden eyes staring at him. He is Balon's eldest brother and has sailed further than any Iron Man has. Only one Kraken has never known defeat, and only one has never bent the knee. Only one has sailed to Ashai and seen the wonders and terrors beyond imagination. He promises to give them a kingdom and peace. He promises to give them Lannisport, Highgarden, the Arbor, and Old Town. Whoa. He will give them the Riverlands and the Reach, the Kingswood and the Rainwood, Dorne and the Marches, the Mountains of the Moon and the Vale of Iron, Tarth and the Stepstones. He says they will take all of Westeros.
Whoa. Okay.
Asha asks if he left his wits at Ashai. Euron says, because it has been done before, that he can do it. Him, Aegon the Conqueror. Victorian is like, what the fuck does Aegon the Conqueror have to do with us? And Asha says that Aegon conquered Westeros with dragons. Euron says that they shall too. That horrible horn they just heard is a dragon horn, taken from the smoke and ruins of Valyria. With this horn, he can bind dragons to his will. Asha laughs and says that there are no more dragons. Euron says that she is wrong. There are 3 and he can find them. The cry for his name goes up, and he brings his offerings forth. And all of the description is it's just gold. The cry for his name swells, and the entire crowd is shouting for him. In despair, Euron reaches deep inside of himself for his god and discovers only silence.
Oh my god, like his ship!
Oh! You got it! Nice. That is that chapter.
Whoa.
Sheet.
Well, shit.
Yeah, he plans on hunting down dragons and trying to bind them to his will.
How the fuck does he know about... Obviously he's talking about
everyone
dragons. How?
Knows about those dragons. The rumors.
They're not exactly hiding that.
In Essos, the rumors are everywhere, and the rumors are just starting to get to Westeros from merchants from Essos.
Yeah, but like, why would he believe it? Unless he's hearing it either from a really trusted source or he saw them himself.
I wonder, it could be either of those, but he's also been to a shy, which makes me wonder if he's also a practitioner of magic.
Oh, like did he see it in the flames and shit?
He could have.
Ooh.
Like, he may have understood that magic becomes stronger when there's dragons around.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. So it seemed to me like Victorian kind of wants to maintain the status quo.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this what the Ironborn want? Like more of the same?
Right. Like, let's just continue doing what we're doing.
Yeah. Like,
All right.
they might be okay with that, but I don't know if that's what they like. It's not the most appealing sounding, I guess. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. It's not like exciting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then Asha, I liked how she kind of showed that their current path is reaping them no rewards.
Yeah, trying to take the big places, it's not nothing.
Yeah, she's dumping out the chests and she's literally showing them, and I really liked how she did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Euron has that horn. What the is that? Do you think that's real? What do you think that is?
I think it probably is an actual dragon horn.
Yeah, but do you think it can actually bind dragons to his will?
I'm really unsure about that because I've never heard of it.
Yeah, that seemed like it would have to be imbued with some kind of magic or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, if it's from Valyria, they were practitioners of magic there.
This was I do like that they got to. There wasn't too much time wasting before they got to the kingsmoot.
Yeah. They just got it done and over with.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank God. This was some good shit. And even the other people who kind of like made claims for the chair, even though we know that they're not gonna get it, it's kind of interesting to get a little bit more insight into the wide variety of Ironborn.
Yeah, there was quite a few families there.
Yeah, and even just like their different cultures and
yeah, customs, cultures, like they're pretty diverse.
Yeah,
they're not all the same.
So that was interesting because we only really ever get to see the Greyjoys, so
yeah.
So this was a cool little taste. It just makes the world feel a little bigger, you know?
It sure does. Now, I'm assuming Euron is now the king of the Iron Islands. And he is definitely going to be stirring up some shit. I wonder how soon Cersei's going to have to deal with that. Or any of the Northmen. Or is he just going to go straight across the sea and be looking for them dragons?
Right? And would he do that himself, or would he send someone?
Or, yeah, is he going to take a whole fleet, or what? I would think he would do it himself, because this is a delicate matter. And I'm assuming he's a magic practitioner.
Yeah. And he doesn't really seem like the type to trust anyone.
No.
Euron seems very self-serving. So I don't really know what his goals are other than becoming king, but like what's your ultimate goal, you know? Does he want the Iron Throne? Like, I don't know.
He wants to be the most powerful person in all of the world.
I mean, he did say that, yeah. You know what? He did say he wants to get dragons and take all of Westeros, so he does want the Iron Throne.
I'm assuming, though, if he were to get all of Westeros, it's not going to be enough.
Oh, it's never enough. It's never enough. And even once you get the Iron Throne, you gotta defend it the whole time that you have it.
But with 3 dragons, no problem.
I mean, yeah. As we see in House of the Dragon, nothing can happen to you if you have a dragon.
Unless the other party has dragons, too.
Yeah, you might have a point there. Okay, well, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you in the next one when we cover... Who do we have in the next one?
I think we have Brienne.
And...
Queenmaker.
The Queenmaker. What?
Ooh.
Now we got a Kingmaker and a Queenmaker and a Kingslayer.
Aw, shit. They're everywhere.
Alright, if you want more of the podcast, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at TIGBAB Podcast or follow us individually. My handle is Crimby and Jess's is jess.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search TIGBAB Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better, and we will show up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Bahrami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle, which you heard at the start of the episode, and he makes some really cool music. That's Bahram. You can also find him on Spotify as Bahrambient. That's Bahrambient. And please check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/teaisgoodbooksarebetter. We have a few different tea-themed tiers with fun rewards, including outtakes, BTS stuff, and mini episodes in which we force our brother to watch Game of Thrones, which he absolutely hates. So it makes for some fun discussions/arguments. Finally, if you would be willing to share the podcast with your family and your friends, it would be a huge help to us to grow the podcast. Thank you so much. And come back next time to find out who the Queenmaker is. And maybe by that point, we'll know why Kristen Cole is called the Kingmaker from House of the Dragon.
I'm very interested.
We'll see.
We have 2 more episodes to figure this out.
Oh, shit.
Or 3. No, 2. 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's 3.
With the time jumps, Kristen Cole's going to be dead by the end of this season.
I believe it's the last time jump.
Oh, like we already saw the last time jump?
Yeah, now it's all continuation.
Okay.
Down to the dragons!
Alrighty. See
Let's
you in
go.
the next one. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.